name is Belina. I live in Berlin, so ich bin ein Berliner. And I'm so happy that you are all here tonight. This is a very special night. Is the reverb a little? Is that a little better? Okay. It does already. Ram on sound, thank you for that. Yeah, good. So about 8, and now the attention's over there. So about 8 years ago, I started something called Sustainable Stand-Up, because I wanted a way for people who care about the climate and social issues to bring lightness to themselves and how they talk about it so we can really listen. And since then, this is our 3rd show in Ljubljana. Run the course over 50 times in 11 countries and also online. So really delighted to be here. The people coming up are doing stand-up comedy for the first time. So we are going to be really loving, yeah? Our comedy is a really loving form of stand-up comedy, but also our invitation to you, and you up there if you'd like to join us, is that we fill this room together with as much love, light, and laughter as we possibly can. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so let me show you how this is going to go. We got 5 acts tonight. When I introduce the acts, they're going to come up here, and as they come up, we want to be applauding. They're going to then take the microphone out of the stand, keep going. keep going. They're going to move it back. It looks very professional when people do that. And then they're going to be like this, and then silence and attentiveness, okay? So let's practice with me. Okay, so hang on 1 second. Gorgeous people of the Opera Bar, please welcome to the stage the amazing Belina. Hang on. You guys rock. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Right. So, yeah, thank you. A little help from the front row here. Please welcome to the stage your first act of the evening, the amazing Sabi.
I'm passionate about cities responding to our needs, the wisdom of homeless people, and dogs. I love dogs. I have a bulldog, an old English bulldog, named Toddy, and I love it when when I come home, she wiggles her entire body. Yeah? And I love when she snores, when she's really tired. And I love when she brings back a toy and then refuses to let go. I brought Dorothy with me, or home to me, to live with us, and it completely changed my life. Before my dog, my Saturday nights were filled with punk music. I love to go to gigs and scream and shout against social injustice, climate problems, and also against big corporations. And it went like, abolish capitalism! On a Saturday, I go to bed really early because on a Sunday, I have to get up really early because I need to go to doggy school. What motivated me to go to puppy classes, besides being surrounded with a lot of dogs, was because I started shouting to Torvin, "I love you so much! How is it that you are so cute? And stop biting me." Torvin, in addition to being a lovely, super cute puppy, she was also just like a baby shark. And now, I am proud to announce, after 3 years of weekly doggy school, Torvi is now a full-grown mama shark. Now, instead of screaming away to punk music, the only song that I can hear in my head is Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark. Actually, it is amazing what weekly dog training can do. Torvi is now house trained, and she will bring her toy back and let go, so I can throw it again and again and again. And she still bites me. Yeah. Lovingly, of course, but this girl, she loves to chew. Yeah. At my first job, I worked with homeless people. People in houses have all sorts of opinions about homeless people and their worthlessness. But in reality, they were my biggest teachers. I learned so many life skills from homeless people. I learned how to go dumpster diving to rescue food. I learned what solidarity really means. And oh, yeah, of course. Thank you so much. And I also learned that I need to take a toothbrush wherever I go. You never know when you need it. Did you know a homeless person in Belgium has to leave the homeless shelter at 9? They have to have a master's degree in planning because every day is different. In Belgium, they have to go to 5 different offices scattered all over the city, so that's a check on the 10,000 steps a day. And they all have to do that before noon, because before crossing at the soup table. Yeah. And in between, they always have to be ready to play a game called hide and seek while using public transportation. I can honestly say that I attended the School of Life. Okay. I'm really, really sorry. It is my first time. A homeless person that takes matter into their own hands has a tighter schedule than any CEO of a big corporation. Wait. Because it won't get any better if I don't. Give me 1 minute. You're the best audience ever! I have a lot of problems, but yeah, I always have problems with finance. No. Oh. While I was working my job as a social worker with homeless people, I also did an internship on a project on food waste. We had a group of people and they were in critical living situations. And we had a project group to talk about their struggles in relation to food waste. So we met weekly to, no, they volunteered weekly to make soup with dumpster dive food that we did, of course. And we met weekly to advise the city on designing a new city in relation to poverty and food waste. Yeah. And in the end of that project group, we invited all the city elected members, of course, to eat our lovely dumpster dive. Yeah. It was really funny because they were actually surprised how delicious our broccoli saved soup was. I wasn't wondering, but they were. And afterwards, the project group was really happy to read in our local newspaper that the nice city, because of our project, decided that they would stop planting exotic trees. From now on, they decided to plant only native fruit trees and that all access will be for the community. So if now the city, the nice city, can only abolish capitalism. And if they finally do that, we can all scream and shout together with my wise, productive, homeless teachers. We love you. Thank you.
When you came here that you would be singing Baby Shark. It's been, I don't have kids, I had never heard the song before until working with Sabine, and it's been powering me for the last several days. It's been in my head. Right, are you ready for your next act of the evening? Please welcome to the stage the fantastic Nina.
Everybody. My name is Nina. I'm a mother of a 5-year-old. I'm a communication trainer and I'm a psychologist. I heard this laugh. Like everybody, the first thing when I say I'm a psychologist, everybody thinks like I'm gonna judge you, like I'm gonna put you into boxes. I could see her faces, but actually no. I feel like people are like an universe. Like I really like to explore people. I like to learn how they think, how they act, and then I can judge you. For me, I love people because we are so different, and I can see how many of you, like for example, Vani takes care of the environment, doesn't want to go to plane, he travels by, no, he doesn't want to go to plane, he travels by train and rides bike. And I also take care of the environment by buying food without plastic packaging, for example. And yeah. And I also very like people who ask other people open-ended questions, so they show their interest in other people. So I just love you guys. And then there are people who don't do any of that. But the funny thing is, and I learned that in psychology, that 80% of all people, like also in this place right now, 80% of all people think they are above average. Regardless of what they do. I found that very funny. So today, because I'm a communication trainer, I want to talk about two things that I find very important. And I hope maybe you will grab a thing that you like and start using it in your day-to-day life. So the first thing is, I observe that I really make strong connections when I talk about things that are really awkward, but they are really important. For example, do you know when you have a friend that you really like that tells you have salad between your teeth? It's like you love that friend, right? It's so much worse if you come home and then smile and see, oh my God, my green teeth. So we have to start, talking about awkward things and be honest about them. So let's talk about karaoke tonight, shall we? Can you raise your hand, everybody that loves karaoke? Okay, my people. I just love karaoke. For me, that's one of the best fun I can have when I go out. So recently I went to a karaoke night. But I was in quite a shock because there was this girl who could actually sing. I was so stressed out, like, what the fuck? It's, she didn't know apparently that she could be on any stage, she could be singing with a band, she could be on any talent show, but she chose a setting that is for the rest of us. Come on. For us that are normal, a bit drunk, people who are not blessed with a singing talent, and I was just like, this is a setting where we can shine. So please, guys, if you see somebody, tell them that. And the other thing I learned in communication is that we really need to start using more of open-ended questions. And I already told you why, because then we can really connect other people, because we show interest in them like this. So I decided I'm going to do that at home first, because I really like to walk the talk. So I observed my husband's messages, and he texted me like, are you at home? So I typed no. So he said like, are you on your way? I was like, no. He was like, do you like pineapple on pizza? Yes. So you can see that this leads us nowhere, right? He didn't get any more information. Am I going to come to dinner or not? So I started using open-ended questions. So when he would come home, I would say like, where were you, honey? Who were you with? How many beers did you have? But as you can see, that didn't turn out good either. Because he felt like he's at the police station, like somebody coming, where were you? How many beers did you have? So then I learned I really need to connect the answers with the questions. So when he came, I started slowly like, where were you? He would say, oh, I was in this sports bar. Oh, really? Oh, I haven't been there for like 10 years. How was it? Oh, it was really nice. We had this live music and it was lovely. Peter said we're gonna drink beer here every Friday. Oh, really? Peter was there. How is he? Yeah, he's doing all right. So how many times did you think of me? He didn't. Yeah. I saw that that's a beautiful hack to do. So connecting the questions so they don't feel like that's an interrogation. But I have one little guy at home that is really good with open-ended questions. It's my son, Zach. He came to me the other day and he asked me, Mom, why are you shaving your legs? So, I could give him an answer like, people believe that's more feminine to do, or, that's something that society requires of women. But I chose a really honest answer. So I told him that all my long dresses are in washing machine. So honesty is, I think, something that we really need to, be more honest every day. So today also he had a funny question, like an hour ago in my car. He said, where do all roads go? So when I feel this fear that I don't know what to say, I always go to honest answers. So I say, go ask your father. So that's also a great hack. So with all of my communication skills, with all my psychology skills, it's still tricky to be a mother. It's, yeah, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of being present. So the other day, I was putting him to sleep. Not putting him to sleep like you put your dog to veterinarian, but putting him to bed. And he didn't want to go. So I really tried my best. My communication skills didn't work out. My psychology skills didn't work out. So I was really reduced to bribery. I offered him a candy bar, and he said he's gonna go to sleep. But then my husband came, and he said that's morally wrong. He said it's bad for our son's teeth, and that he's gonna get even more hyperactive. So then I said okay, and I stopped bribing our son in front of my husband. I really enjoy my spending time with myself as I don't have so many hours. And I was really happy that he went to sleep then because I could really take off time. So I really enjoy having long baths if I can, and I really enjoy hot saunas. And as you can see also today, I really enjoy wearing these long dresses, but not in the sauna. It's hot in the sauna if you wear a dress like this. And you already know my trick, you know, why I do that. So, do you want to see? He went, no. It's only hair, guys. Disgusting. So, I hope I helped you with all of my hacks. I gathered from my trainings, and I would really like to thank you all for coming. To me, every and each of you is like a universe that I really like to hang out with. So thank you for coming.
We've got a bunch of beautiful universes here tonight. Okay. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Nina. Are you ready for your next act? Yes! Please welcome to the stage the fantastic Elise.
Hello, my name is Eline. I am the product of a co-creation session between Belgium and Mauritius. I love trees, and I have a company in co-creation and communication. Hold on. I help cities and residents to form new ideas for a better living environment, like forest playgrounds, or efficient public transportation, or a service that provides all residents with a private chef on weekends. Would be nice, right? A lot about my work is about communication. Cities want to keep their residents informed about the developments in their area. It's crucial to be transparent, honest, and clear as an administration. I help cities to get the message across, because without my help, it can sometimes feel like a giant game of whispers. The city of Bruges sends out a very clear message. The Wilhelmskern Street will be blocked from the 21st until the 30th of October due to maintenance. Clear, right? By the time I get to the supermarket, the person in front of me is going, have you heard? The Wilhelmskern Street is blocked with rocks and boulders. It's very dangerous to cross. And then the cashier goes, I heard that they had to install a zip line for pedestrians to cross the Wilhelmskern Street. And then the person on the back is screaming, I heard that there's on Sunday a giant bird guarding the zip line on the Wilhelmskern Street, and you have to bring acorns to feed him. when you work with me, none of that happens. You can go to the supermarket and have a normal interaction, like the basic human interaction, no more than, I'll be paying by card. That's much better, right? At least until the idea of the personal chef kicks in. As all human interaction, it's never one way. Residents also communicate back. Exactly. The city goes, hello residents, we want to hear your opinion. What changes do you want to see happening? We will give you ownership of our streets. And the residents go, it's time to complain. Residents love to send my clients emails about the many, many things they are doing wrong. It's never love, it's never, hey you, person that is just doing their job, you did it very well, and your hair looks amazing. No, it's always negative, and there's a lot of cap locks involved, which to be honest, is just poor manners. I feel that the cap locks button should come with a warning sign, as soon as you press it. It could go like, warning, everything you are about to type will make you look like an asshole. And then you have the option to click abort, or I am actually an asshole. But at least we're being transparent, clear, and honest, right? Let me think. Don't get me wrong. Citizens have a lot on their minds, and me and my clients want to hear their questions. Are the streets safe for our children? Will we get to our work by public transportation? How hot will this private chef actually be? Will our lives become a living hell if there's a tree next to our house? Apparently, the answer to that last question is yes. I was doing a workshop on building a community space when the workshop turned into a heated discussion about this older gentleman's nuts. Of the oak tree falling on his roof, keeping him up all night every night. I mean, I love trees. They provide us with so many services, like storing carbon, capturing water, lowering temperature, and especially older trees because they have so much more leaf surface than younger trees. And here we are cutting them down for problems that can be solved with just a little creativity. In my world, cutting down a tree is a last resort. You turn to it when the tree uses their roots to deliberately trip old people shuffling by. Or when the tree is shooting poisonous berries towards its children. Or when the tree uses their branches to suffocate little Torvy dogs like we heard there. Then, maybe. But to cut down a majestic oak because of the acorns on the rooftop? No. Here is where my problem-solving skills kick in. You could sell the experience to war tourists who want to live through a simulated gunfire attack. Paint the roof to look like a giant acorn. This way, the little acorns might get really scared of the really big acorn and try to avoid landing on it. Sell the acorns to the community to take to the giant bird guarding the zipline on the vehicular streets. It's perfect, right? Luckily, not all trees are in danger. I have found the mathematic formula to pinpoint exactly which trees are popular and which trees are not. You just take the height of the tree and you multiply it by the kilometers away from a resident's house the tree is situated, and divide it by the all caps assholes percentage. The results are clear. Only trees that require us to drive 45 minutes, preferably a couple of hours away, are popular. And this realization is groundbreaking, because now, if you want to save a tree and you want to start a petition and get signatures, you have to target the other side of the country to get them. You can also hire me as a facilitator to co-create solutions for a greener and sustainable city. And I have 3 specific features that give me superpowers to do this. The first one, I'm a woman. The second, I'm a middle child. Yeah, thank you. Middle children don't need to be in the spotlight. We become skilled mediators at a very young age, and I remember there was a lot of listening involved. And then the third, and this is where I become almost invincible, I'm biracial. My mother is from Belgium, and my father is from the tropical island of Mauritius. And as you may know, for biracial children, it's sometimes hard to find your identity. You're constantly struggling between the two worlds you belong to. I had a lot of questions growing up. Who am I? Where do I belong? Why does my hair go poof every time I go outside? And then it hit me. The superpower of being biracial is exactly that unique blend. For example, I'm good at making processes and systems because of my Belgian mind. You know this, right? We're good at this. But I have a I'm on vacation with a rum cocktail in my hand approach to following those systems and rules because of my Mauritian heart. So in a world of all caps and whispering city rumors, I'm here to bring clarity, creativity, and a dash of rum to the table. So cheers to a greener, brighter, and massively nutty future. Thank you and good night.
People of the Opera Bar, Eileen! She said so many beautiful things, and for some reason, the one that sticks with me is the man's nuts. So be nice to your city when you write them. Okay, are you ready for your next act of the evening? The first fella, and the only fella of this course. Please welcome to the stage, Bonnie.
Hi, I am Wagner. I work as a service designer in Stuttgart, Germany. I am working on being a good kid to the big mom, Mother Earth. And I'm a Sicilian with a complicated relationship with food. Any food lover in here?
Yeah.
I love food. And in Sicily, food is delicious. In Sicily, we have something called arancini. It's like a fried rice bowl resembling an orange, filled with ragu, which is also known as bolognese sauce beyond the Alps. We have cannoli. This is a small cannon of a fried rolled dough filled with sweet ricotta cream cheese, which they are shooting in both directions, often on your shirt. And we have panatiki. Panatiki, wonderful. Panatiki are sweet, round, empanadas-alike thingy. They are filled with almonds, walnuts, chocolate, and meat. I mean, love it or hate it, I love it, because in Sicily, food is delicious. The problem is the volume of food that Sicilian families pretend other people to eat is the quantity that fucks you. As a kid, I had tons of food. As a kid, I wanted to be a good kid, and I had a simple strategy. Always do what my parents tell me to do. Use sunscreen, no premarital sex, eat. Eat everything we give you if you want to grow healthy. So I ate. Eating was way easier than the other two things. And you know what happens in Sicily if you're a kid and eat tons of food in front of other people. You know that. everyone is cheering at you. Bravo! Hey! So it's like being on stage. It's like performance. And it's a kind of strange Sicilian food show. And when you're doing performance, your brain is shooting endorphins in your body, and you want to do it again. But you cannot do it. You cannot simply go and eat everything you want anytime you want. You need to wait for guests. And I recall this cake, this fantastic apple cake that my mother used to bake anytime we had guests at home. When she was preparing this cake, there was a no entry sign on the kitchen door to keep me away. I was not allowed to touch this delicious, fantastic, smelling apple cake. It was smelling so good. I once found myself licking the closed kitchen door. But no cake for me alone. This is for guests, you need to wait. My mom. She is a generous and tough Sicilian lady, housewife, born in the 50s. For her, it was very important to provide me with the most positive education she could. Touch this cake, I chop your fingers off. And that was an offer I couldn't refuse, or a cake I had to refuse. I have another mom which is feeding me with delicious food. I think she's your mother too. She's Mother Earth. And she's also about to chop our fingers off because she's tired of our shit. And now, today, I am more aware that the way we eat and what we eat has a strong impact on our health. But it also had a strong impact on the environment. So the way I eat today is very different from the way I used to eat as a kid. I simply eat less. I prefer fish over meat. At work, I am a canteen vegetarian. And also made huge improvements. From fried rice bowls to no fried food at all. From cannoli to guacamole. And most of all, I stopped doing unpaid food shows in front of people. Though I still miss the endorphins. I also travel less by plane and car, as Nina said. I travel long distances by train. This is how I got here, from Stuttgart. 14 hours on a train. This is also big fucking quantity. And food on trains. It's awful. No cannoli, no arancini, only junk food wrapped in shiny plastic. As a kid, I would have loved it. But at least I am traveling in a way that is compensating my behavior as a kid, my eating behavior as a kid, and my current job. I work as a service designer in a company which is still pushing diesel engines on the market. And diesel is not good for the environment. Diesel engines provide Mother Earth pollutants like Sicilian mothers provide their guests apple cakes. So I am developing strategies in order to design in a way to support the Mother Earth from within my company. For example, I was thinking of creating an engine which is running on biofuel, which is derived from renewable sources like seaweed, vegetable oils, or excess food served on Sicilian tables. Second, invest in employee training programs aiming to sensibilize environmental issues and sustainability in the workplace. Because every single effort can make a significant impact on the environment. I'm a canteen vegetarian, so you good too. And I have realized that it is possible to implement those ideas. I only need to get to the position of CEO. That's a piece of cake. I'm only afraid that I might accidentally forget about my good intentions while climbing the deceiving career ladder up the day. And then I will have a problem, because I will have to face the rage of my two mothers. Thank you, and good night.
Give us a whoop if you're a canteen vegetarian. Yay! This has gone by quickly, isn't it? We got our last act. Are you guys ready for the last act? Please welcome to the stage the fantastic Christine. Woo!
Hello, I'm Christine. I'm originally from Iceland, and I'm a mother like Nina. And I love the ocean. Anybody love the ocean? Almost everyone does, and I have always loved the ocean. I grew up by the sea, and its sound calms me down and makes me smile. It's very different from the sounds of the city of Berlin, where I live too, like Berliner, where it's more me all the time. I also like the smell of the ocean. My dad always smelled like the ocean when he came back from his fishing trips. And he had a broad smile on his face when he came back. He was a good fisherman, and he used to come back with big catches of fish. In the ocean, there is so much life. And what I really love is to look at this teeming ocean life through a scuba mask. There are the fish, the beautiful blue and silver and green fish, even baby sharks. There are these majestic and diverse and yet fragile coral reefs. And there are jellyfish. I even love jellyfish. Even our moon jelly from the Baltic Sea, some people find it ugly. I find it quite elegant and mysterious. But my big love in the ocean, I mean big, is whales. Among whales are the biggest animals that have ever lived on Earth. Like the blue whale, 30 meters, that's 20 times me, and to the side. and there are whales, like the Greenland whales, that are incredibly long-lived. A Greenland whale swimming in the ocean today may have been around when Edison invented his light bulb. And what makes them really beautiful, the whales, and streamlined, is the blubber. Whales probably call it beauty fat. In the ocean, life is really magical. But not everyone loves the ocean. Some find it too cold, too gray, too wild, especially where I am from. That's true too. And some of my friends even get depressed when they look out at the ocean. But looking the other way, on Iceland in winter, doesn't lift your spirits so much. So, but generally people like the ocean, you too. We think of beaches, of Bacardi rum, of gentle waves, and respectable people with lots of money, like Leonardo DiCaprio, really care for the ocean. we can picture Leo standing on the beach, looking at the ocean with a serious, somewhat sexy look on his face, saying, "I'm saving the ocean." The ocean is so blue, the horizon so clean cut, and it is deep, so it makes good image. We can imagine Leo's agent asking him, "Hey Leo, what kind of charity thing shall we pick for you? The rainforest?" "No, too complicated. Also the humidity is not good for my hair." "Antarctica? Now too cold." "Ocean. Yeah, ocean. That's really cool. That's fresh. Good pictures. And I can have fine dining on a yacht." So I'm one of these people too, who care for the ocean, minus the fine dining. I actually do it for a living, and with much less money than Leo has. But I can also look with a really serious, sexy look out on the ocean. The work I do for the ocean, however, is not so sexy. So in the name of love, what I have done is counting herring larvae and mackerel eggs until I dream of them, or look at satellite tracks of fishing vessels on screens until they blur in front of my eyes, or work in rubber boots in fishing ports when fish is landed and sorted into boxes. Well, the rubber boots can be a little sexy. Never as sexy as Leo, but I do my work, my ocean-saving work, with passion and self-confidence. And gosh, I need that. When I started working as a young female biologist in my 20s, I remember Captain Edder waiting for me and my colleague Inza at the port of Copenhagen to take us on a research trip. And he looked at us from head to toe, and up and down, and said, "We haven't had any women on board since 1974. I looked back and said, "It's about time then." What he didn't know that was I was already a mother by then, and I was used to testy 2-year-olds, and I continued to have babies. And doing this work, that means having to travel to lots of ocean places and having children at home, in my case in Berlin, and that can be challenging, though grounding. For example, once I had a really important meeting with the Minister for Fisheries in the Seychelles, with my wonderful colleague Gunnar, who looked like he had just directly come from a 7-week fishing trip. So when we approached the ministry, there was a guard who stopped us, mainly because Gunnar, in his torn fisherman pants, didn't look at all as if he wanted to speak to a minister. We said, "Let us through. We need to speak with the minister. We are saving the fish in the ocean." This is when my telephone rang, and I thought I'd quickly take the call. Maybe some important instructions from the ocean saving headquarters. It was the lady from the kindergarten in Berlin. "Your daughter has lice. Will you please pick her up immediately?" Reminds me that we recently on Iceland had an escape from salmon from a salmon farm. And guess what? These salmon were full of sea lice too. So you think life in the water and on land is so similar, is so different, but it's not. Lice everywhere. At that point, I called my aunt and asked her if she could help and pick up my daughter, which she did immediately because she also loves the ocean and she finds my work very important. And she is concerned about overfishing, loss of ocean life, climate change. My work got her thinking, and one day she asked me, "What can I do to save the planet?" I said, "That's a big one. In your case, nothing would be more effective than giving up your cruises." She thought long and hard and said, "If that's my choice, I'll go for the nothing." As my kids grew older, they started asking me whether me flying around would be bad for the climate. By that time, I had started to work for the United Nations and was flying business class. I said, no, 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 no. In my case, it's different. This is for the good of the planet. I'm saving the ocean. I need to speak with people face to face so that they save the ocean too. My son looked at me. Okay, then I will become a pilot and fly all of you people who are saving the ocean from one corner of the planet to the other so that you can save the world. He got me. These kids, they really know what to say. In my case, I've been a mother for a long time, almost as long as I can think. Definitely longer than I've been saving the ocean. And the kids have always been commenting on what I've been doing. And it's great. They are like little mirrors to my soul. On Iceland, we tend to have children quite early. At least in my generation, we were one of the fastest to have children in Europe. On our island in the North Atlantic, we spend quite a lot of time thinking about what we are great at. And we like to express this greatness in numbers. So for instance, we have the highest number of musicians per capita. Like an island full of björk potential. We also eat most kilos of fish. Not astonishing. And our favorite would be the cod, perhaps. We also have the highest prescription of Prozac. Iceland is number 1. Well, sometimes we are not so great, but we don't like to talk about that so much. Like decisions on whaling. No, we don't like to talk about that. Let's talk about this. Whales are giant magic creatures. And even when they poop, the poop does magical things. It feeds little fish, so sometimes the fish would even wait at the place, of the whale for it to appear. And the poop sings, and turns carbon dioxide through plankton into carbon lying on the ocean floor. Poop cooling the planet. And that is massive amounts. Can our poop do that? No. So if I think of the sea and of my children and their future, I even care more for the ocean and what the living creatures, be they small or big, do for us people and for the planet. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, gorgeous people. We wanted to thank the Opera Bar for letting us play here. Thank Rob for the sound of the Thank you, Anna, for organizing your dad's fabulous office for us to stay in. Thank you very much. So I do these courses like hybrid, so we start online and then we go in person. We also do purely online and with shows, and we have 2 courses starting soon. So if you're tempted, go to Sustainable Stand-Up. None of them thought that they would be this good. So if you're like, and we have 2 alumni in the audience, or 3 alumni in the audience as well. You're a warm welcome if you want to try this for yourself, if you have an issue that you care about and you want to see how to bring lightness and joy to it. Come to the show, but let's get these gorgeous people up. We're going to do a bow. So, have a beautiful night, everybody. Thank you.